Hello and welcome to Nerd in Motion. I'm John, and I've got to say, thank you to everybody that watched my last video about the Range Rover. The issue with Range Rovers getting stolen. I felt that there's so many comments and so much going on. I just wanted to tell you what I've got up to. So I am going to somebody I've known for years who knows an awful lot about the whole key coding, the computers, how to defeat devices, all sorts of stuff, code keys in the whole lot. I've known him for a long, long time. He's a good guy, and I trust what he says. So I'm going to go down next Tuesday and film with him, and we're going to have a look at some of the issues to educate you guys really about, what's happening and what the issue is with cars. Now, there's so many comments, and most of them are quite positive, but I thought it'd be good fun to go through some of your comments, and also some of these comments I'm going to write on my pad, and I'm going to take them down with me to ask my friend and see what he thinks, because I haven't been in the motor trade now for certainly before 2015 was when I was in it, and I've done lots of bits and bobs over the years, but I've had a brewery since 2015, so obviously I'm not going to be as up to date as others, and it's all moved on. So I know enough to be dangerous, I guess, so we need to find out a bit more about it. So I'm going to put myself down here. I'm hoping you can read these. So we're going to scroll through some of these comments. There's 128 comments. Let's sort them by newest first. So some of these I haven't read, so apologies in advance. But it's quite interesting. Some of you guys are really encouraging, and Rapscallion 2009, you're definitely one of them. I'm going to read your comment out because we were backward and forwards with a few bits and bobs. I think in the final analysis, if they want your car, they'll probably get it, especially if they're willing to resort to burglary or robbery with violence to get the keys. Possibly the Range Rover is just particularly a profitable car to target right now. It's relatively easy to steal, but thieves are willing to go the extra step to get the keys. For anything else, that's a little academic. Well, yeah, I guess, you're right there. I don't think you're wrong. I think the only thing I would say is there's always a market. It depends on what the market is. There was somebody else that I read who had, what was it? Like a 2018 Boxer van that got pinched. But if they're going abroad to somewhere like Africa, I guess, they're going to need vans, aren't they? So, guy 4469, I take my steering wheel off every night. I tell you what, like, if you've got a quick release, great. But I think you'd have a job with the Range Rover with the airbag and all the bits and bobs, and a risk of breaking your clock spring on the way out. Ikaro Japan says once they put glass on vehicles, forget about the keys. Now I saw this, what Eddie Elizabeth has put here. The best legal security measure you can have on a car is a simple on-off switch spliced to the fuel pump. I'm seeing this a lot, and that seems to be the main thing that everybody's saying. And back in the 90s, when I was hooning around in old Fords, that's what we did. But the problem is now, unless you've got somebody that really knows what they're doing installation-wise, then you could just end up throwing up a bunch of errors, issues with your car, putting it into limp mode, all that kind of stuff. And whilst, I would be all right with that. I'd just plug a code reader in and flash it back to clear codes every day. It'd be fine. But for the average person, not so much. Robinson4598 says, by far the best way of avoiding getting your Range Rover stolen is never to purchase a Range Rover. Well, unfortunately, with the way things insurance is going, I think that's kind of being pushed. Brian Fraser said, seen one exploit with an Alfa Romeo where the front radar detector is unclipped and the thieves connect their gadgets to the cable and open the car. There's a physical plate for the sail that blocks that access and can only be accessed by removing more bodywork. Also, other big spate of thefts are BMW steering wheels. Worth watching some videos to see how steering locks don't help. But also, the company has been able to modify the ECU so you can't just drive away without pressing a sequence of buttons. I would happily forsake some lazy convenience of keyless entry for entering a PIN and pressing a sequence of buttons. Right, we'll get back to this, Brian, because yes, I agree with you, but it's not as simple as that. And I'm going to try and scroll down to somebody that made a comment that I love this. Martin 777XYZ says, at 9:32 starts giving away too much information and backtracks before he looks too suspicious. It honestly made me laugh when I read that. It's not that. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to give too much information away. That's all. If people are going to seek that out, then that's up to them, isn't it? But I didn't want to say too much. But really, I'd just like to say that the Bluetooth speaker is just like one of many things. This is just one type or one device that they use. The majority of it is OBD based, and it's done through the plug. So, I mean, that's your first point of call, is to change maybe your pinouts on your OBD plug. And I think, to be honest, Bongo Fury 3176 makes a valid point, which is carrying a Bluetooth speaker becomes a crime when you play Coldplay. I did reply to this, and my reply was facts. So thank you for that, Bongo Fury 3176. I completely agree. Also, just above that, Greeper5123 says, my car had the option of keyless entry. I went without keyless for this reason, no signal admitted. Well, that's it. It's one more barrier. There's a... So this guy, IMW101, says a list of things to do to disable your keyless entry. It did make me laugh because at a glance, I thought he was saying, when I scan read it, that you just sit in the car because nobody's going to steal it if you're in there. Rogue Painter also, that's an interesting, thing, I think. Turn off keyless entry. It's easy to do, which the person above showed us. Ghost Immobilizer. So this is something I'm going to be looking at on Tuesday, and a tracker. It's all you can do, and that really is yeah. If they really want your car, they'll take your car. It doesn't really matter. If they want to take it, they'll take it. I guess. Where is it? This bit, now that's Richie made a really good comment as well. Also, nowadays, whenever a car alarm goes off, most people don't take any notice. People just walk by or ignore them. Or even if they witnessed a car being broken into or stolen, they don't want to get involved. And yeah, I guess that's a big part of it. I mean, have you seen all the problems in America with people just stealing bags and stuff out of cars? The County 90 said, it is a funny world where law-abiding citizens are kept in the dark about these security issues, but car thieves already have all the knowledge. Everyone should know so we can help prevent our cars being stolen. Thanks for sharing. The County 90, you have nailed exactly what I'm trying to do. I want to educate. I want to get educated. Not that I have got a decent car worth nicking, to be honest. I think they'd probably give it back. But I know enough to be dangerous, so let me go down and find out more information, and hopefully I'm thinking we do a series of videos, so stuff that just on a day to day will help you not get your car pinched, and then we'll look at, in detail, what tricks they've got, how they do it, and yeah, hopefully we can kind of, you can make your own decision, because somebody else made a really good comment, and where is it now? Here we go. This is it. It's Mr. Marshy 123456. Thanks for your comment, by the way, because it's important, actually. It's an important thing to say. Love people for saying fit ghost immobilizers. Please don't. You are literally giving a thief a reason to come back and cause you potential harm for the code. This is not a deterrent. It's crazy. Cars can be replaced after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, the car is declared a total loss by the insurance company. Please speak to the police, etc. about them, and they will tell you it could make the situation worse. Right, okay. I agree in part with what you're saying. If you make it harder for someone to steal your car, then it could escalate things. But equally so, if they can't steal your car, they might find a softer target and go after somebody else's car. And yeah, I would agree, a car is not worth your life. And I would always say, and I said it in my last video, if somebody really wants it, don't worry about it, let it go. Because ultimately, that's what your insurance is there to do, and it is just a car. But it doesn't mean this is also a very dangerous position, because the other side to it is, does that mean that we just let people wander in our house and take our TV whenever they feel like it? Does it mean that, it's okay for, well, people are going to steal it anyway, so, well, why worry about it? I might as well just leave my house unlocked at night, or, well, if somebody steals my car, I'll just buy another one. And it's not all right. It's definitely not all right. So don't put yourself in danger, but equally so, then you need to look more into it, and make a decision on making things a little harder. And really, the police have a massive responsibility in this, which is to catch these people and make sure the sentences are given are fair, and reasonable. But yeah, I mean, I will say on the most part, I don't think that car thieves are violent people. I think most of the time they are just people that have got into something that they're good at, and they see it as a trade. That's my personal opinion. Murph 4672. I love this comment. You, it's spelled Y-O-U, by the way, have no clue how this all works, and it shows. 2 smiley faces. Stick to a subject you know more facts about. And then full stop, then a gap. It's the OBD or laptop based is all I'll say. So, first of all, capital I and ill. If you want to say I'll, you need to put a thing in it. All right. So, otherwise, good comment. No, I don't know awfully about this subject at all, but I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to find out exactly what it is. And okay, princess, calm down, was my answer. But it did make me laugh. Yeah, I know it's OBD, and I know it's laptop based. In cases here, I have many laptops with many computers, with things like KES V2s, KTags, Gelatos, all the bits for doing ECUs. There's loads more that I don't do anymore. I haven't done since before 2015. But I know how this kind of stuff works. So I know enough to be dangerous. So we'll leave it there. Ronald McDonald's in the chat, he says also watch Ghost, which I keep seeing a lot. They're based in South Africa. and they seemed so. From what I can gather, it's a separate ECU that goes into the system, and what it does is it before you challenge the control unit to start the car, what it does is ask you to put a sequence of button presses to start the car. So it's like another process. So you might have to do volume up, volume down, return, 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 or something like that. But somebody else made a comment which I thought was really interesting. Where is it now? Saying about it might have been off the back of that. No, it wasn't that one. Who is it? Because I thought it was a really good, and I like the fact that the person put it because they actually sound like they know what they're talking about. So what they were saying is that there is, so you can have your defeat device like a ghost, a mobilizer, but there's now a plug-in unit which goes into the OBD port that then looks at the last start and basically it looks at the last start, and then what it does is it pulls the code for what buttons you pressed, essentially. So, it goes back to the thing. You build something. I don't think any one thing can just stop this. I think it's a multiple prong attack. So you need to car thieves are clever. So we need to look at sort of more than one thing at a time. There's lots going on about zero emissions. I don't know what this is all about, but I'll have another look. Yeah, this was an interesting one. Marksman00 says all car ferries can override car alarm systems. How do they do that? I've been on a ferry a while back, and it all the car alarms were going mental. And we passed another ferry that was doing a turn, and those car alarms were all going mental. So I don't know, but there might be something. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just don't know. So I will find out, though. I know somebody that works in that industry, so I shall ask. Paul Williams, 8725, £2 switch on a fuel pump. It's not rocket science. We put one on a 2-year-old Land Rover. So, yeah, people are doing it and finding ways of doing it that isn't causing issues. So definitely worth speaking to your local garage, I guess, and find out if it's something they can do. There's lots of people saying that they're turning off their keyless entry. I just think it's like a matter of things to slow it down. That's all. I nearly read that out then. He said, Old Itchy said, never had a problem with people trying to nick my Mark 1 2000 plate Ford Focus. I wonder why. Yeah, it's true. You could have a old Citroen C4 VTS. I won't think that either. They actually genuinely feel sorry for you, I think. Then a lot of people saying about crook locks. And yes, crook locks is a visual deterrent. And those crook locks can also be cut off. And also there's all the skeleton keys and whatnot out there to steal them as well. Or they can be picked. So, but yes, it's another line of defense, isn't it? So you've just got. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to keep looking, and we're going to work out all the different things that can be done, and I'm just going to try and widen this, but because obviously you guys all have opinions and you all feel enough that you've got a comment. So, and I'd feel sorry for you guys that have got cars that are getting nicked all the time. So, I'll do as much as I can to find out what I can to try and help you guys out. And I've made some little notes down here. So, we will go through those with our friend on Tuesday. And I don't know when I'll actually post the video. It just depends on timings and things. I've got a video going out tonight at 7 o'clock. That is about a friend's lovely MGZS that is just not fit for purpose, if I'm honest. I can't get over how they're just dropping bits so quick. So so that's at 7 this evening, and I've got a go-karting video to put up. It's only a short one. In fact, I didn't get the video settings correct, so it's not brilliantly filmed, but it is quite funny. So I'm going to put that up. And so we've got a few bits and bobs coming. If you've got you've got anything more you want to say, or you're interested in helping out in any way, if you are in this field of work, please reach out on my Instagram at The Nerd in Motion. And I'll leave it there. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and Godspeed, everybody.